College of Arts and Sciences, which is where music comes in. That is the biggest college within the university. That's because we have so many different programs underneath it, not just music, but we also offer art, we also offer communications, we offer the mathematics, the physics, the chemistry, biomedical sciences, the psychology, sociology, the communication science and disorders. It is a very big and diversified college. We have the College of Business Administration, we have the College of Human Performance, and then we also have the Frank H. White College of Engineering. To apply, how many of you have not applied to Kingsville, have not received a decision yet? Has everyone received a decision for the students? Yes? Okay, good. So, we're going to skip this part because you don't have to worry about it. You've already done this part. Just make sure that you understand a few things from here. Is for ACT and SAT, we are test optional. If you decide to take the test and send us the scores, that's fine. We can enter the scores. Or if you have taken an SAT and ACT and you just didn't think your score was high enough and you decide to retake it and send us a new score, that's fine. We will always use your highest score to make decisions in placement and scholarship awards as well. One of the things you need to make sure is once you're admitted, however, you need to be checking on everything and making sure that everything is up to date on your file with not only admissions, but coming up also will be financial aid, and I'll explain a little bit more in a few minutes. So admissions for us, of course, really important. We just want to make sure that you're sending us your final high school transcript at this point. Is everyone here majoring in music, or anyone here majoring in something other than music? Everyone's music major? Music major. No engineers. Okay. All right. Good. So why would you decide to look at A&M Kingsville as an institution? Okay. For some of you, we may be one of your closest institutions. For some of you, you may have other choices closer to you. But why would you look at Texas A&M Kingsville? One, of course, was for Ingleside, but we're not too far from many students out. We're only usually an hour to 2 hours for most of our students. We are in a small community, very safe community, and the campus itself, when you walk around, it is a very quiet, but it's a very happy, friendly campus. It's easy to walk from one side of the campus to the next, and you're surrounded by the community, okay? You'll notice when you walk around or drive around the campus, there's not all these restaurants, and there are some just across about a block away, but we don't have, when you go across, you have all these bars and all these things. We don't have those things, but there are many restaurants in town. There's a lot of things to do on our campus. You don't really have to do a lot of things outside. So just know that when you come to campus and you walk around or you drive today, it's gonna seem like, hey, where's everyone? It's a Saturday. No one wakes up early unless they have work or something going on. The weekends, students relax, for the most part. So, but we are, again, in Kingsville, Texas, a very small community, but it's a very safe community. We rank as one of the top 7 most affordable public universities in the state of Texas. Okay, so compared to other universities, we rank very well as far as affordability. And we're talking about affordability and everything from not just tuition and fees, but room and board as well. And we'll talk about those costs in a little bit as well. Our students here are graduating with some of the highest starting salaries in the state of Texas. Okay, our students are averaging about $49,000 right out of college. Okay, our alumni have ranked their experience here at A&M Kingsville as one of the best, and so we're ranked in the top 25, not top 25%, but top 25 universities in the country for the best college experience. And this is in Forbes magazine. Okay, there are only 2 other institutions in the state, and they're both private institutions such as Rice. The list above Kingsville is Harvard, Stanford. That's where we rank. Okay, so when we're talking about college experience, these are students who just graduated and moved on, and they're saying, hey, when I went to Kingsville, the valley was amazing, my student experience was amazing, the faculty, everything. They're ranking different things, and we rank top 25 universities in the nation for college experience. Okay, so you know that when you're coming here, if others had a great experience, you too can have a great experience. You just have to make sure that when you come in, You just do your part. You attend class, you do your work, you participate, and you become active. We have many clubs and organizations, over 250 clubs and organizations to become involved. Within the College of Music, we have, I don't know, about 30 different ensembles. So all you have to do is just be active, okay? And you're gonna have a great time and a great experience here. Our students here, when they're looking at graduating and moving on, again, they think that you have to go on to the bigger colleges and universities so that you can be hired by the top school districts or by the top organizations. Our students are doing very well. Our graduates go on and they have the same experiences and the same opportunities that students have to be able to get the top paying jobs in the state. We have some very unique traditions here on our campus. Our homecoming is amazing. We didn't have homecoming this year because, pandemic came around. But usually we have our own bonfire, have our own parade, football is big, and of course if you're in marching band, you're gonna be part of that experience, and it's amazing. Jalisco, that's our fight song. No other country, in the country, there's no other university with this fight song. So again, very unique. Just like our mascot, Javelina, there's no other university that has the Javelin as our mascot. So those things set us aside. And of course, we do have everything from freshman convocation, our official welcome, and commencement ceremonies are also very important here for us. So we have some great traditions within those areas. Everything from coming in from when the campus started out with Miss Texas A&M Kingsville, the first mariachi ensemble in the country. It's Mariachi Javelina right here from our campus. Like I said, we have 150 student clubs and organizations. We have others that are affiliated differently. So we have a lot to offer. We have different events here. For example, the big event, that's when clubs and universities come together and they go out and participate. In the past, they will go out and kind of do the adopt a park, adopt a highway, and they go and clean different areas of the city. And it's us giving back to this community because this community is always looking out for us as well. But a few years ago, when Hurricane Harvey hit upper coastal Bend area, our students, instead of going out to Kingsville, our students saw a bigger need to go out into the places like Ingleside, Rockport, and so clubs and organizations got loaded up in buses and took big trucks, and that's where they went to clean up. You can see a lot of devastation, a lot of debris, and that's all they were doing is helping removing logs, palm trees, kind of clearing the way so that help would come in and get to the residents in those affected areas. But we have the Fall Carnival, the Spring Fling, great opportunities for students to come together, show up their organizations, and make some money by selling, everything from hot Cheetos and tacos and burgers and hot dogs and deep fried Oreos, you name it. You have a great time. You raise money so that when you go on trips and different things as a club and organization, you can pay for your entrance fees or be able to go out and eat at a nice restaurant and different things like that. So great opportunity to become involved on our campus. We do offer scholarships. Our merit scholarships are available to students still today, okay? So some of you may have already seen the deadlines, and you probably saw the priority deadline for A&M Kingsville was January the 15th or February the 15th for departmental scholarships, but the merit scholarships are still going on. Our January the 15th date means that anyone who had applied and submitted everything before January 15th has already been awarded a scholarship. But we're still awarding accordingly. It means that a student applies today, they bring us a new score, they bring us a new class rank, something that kind of proves that the student has improved. We can also improve that scholarship for that student, okay? So we do have students who did apply without a score, and then they decided, hey, well, will my score make a difference? They have an 1160. Of course it's gonna make a difference. Let's throw that score in there. Let's increase and bump up your scholarship, okay? So just know that scholarships are still available through the Merit Scholarship. To keep that scholarship later on, the great thing about the scholarship is you don't have to reapply. This scholarship is automatically renewed as long as you do your part. You register for 15 credit hours per semester for fall, 15 credit hours for spring, and as long as you have a 3.0 GPA or higher, we automatically renew that same amount of the scholarship for your sophomore year. And if you have to do the same thing your sophomore year, 15, 3.0 GPA, we renew automatically for a junior year. And again, 15 credit hours, 3.0, we renew it for your senior year. If you get a scholarship that's really good to where we pay your tuition and fees, but we're also giving you part of that for room and board, If at the end of the freshman year decide, hey, I want to move off campus, I want to get an apartment, then at that point you lose the part that would go to your room and board, but you still keep the full academic scholarship. Okay? Any questions on our scholarships? No questions. All right, and of course the FAFSA started out already. We haven't awarded. What we've done so far is send out notices to students who have been selected for the verification process. Verification process is where the Department of Education, they are the ones who basically process your FAFSA or your TAFSA. They basically come back and say, hey, there may be an issue here. You need to double check the file. So what we have to do is in return say, hey, can you fill out this form and can you submit a copy of your IRS transcript? That's what we basically use to then kind of do an audit on the file and report back to the Department of Education saying everything looks good, everything was correct, there were no errors. Or if there was an error, we fix it manually, we report back to the Department of Education, say it has been fixed, and then we can proceed with the awarding process. If you have been selected for verification, you need to move on these documents as soon as possible. Do not delay your award, okay? Anytime you've been selected for verification, if you delay, that means everything gets delayed. We want to make sure that we award you the first come, first serve, especially if you qualify for the grants. We want to make sure that you qualify for the full amount of those grants. We also have the Javelina Opportunity Award. Javelina Opportunity Award is the first time we've created this program. We started actually in the spring so that we could kind of figure out how it was working for the students in the spring. The Javelina Opportunity Award is available for incoming freshmen and for new transfers coming in. What we're doing is basically any student that has a $65,000 gross income within the family contribution or within earnings. That means if your family earns less than $65,000, then we make sure that when we're creating your academic package, we're making sure that your Pell grants, your Texas grant, SEOG grants, Texas, we try and create a package to where we know that you're going to be paid in full for all tuition and fees. Okay, that means we're trying to cover everything within tuition and fees for your freshman year. Okay, now this scholarship or the award is basically we're trying to make sure that if you maintain again your 15 credit hours and a 3 point and a good I think right here is also that 2.75 or 3.0 we're automatically going to renew as well the Javelin Opportunity Award. So again, you could still receive the Javelin Opportunity Award and the Merit Scholarship. Okay, you can do both. Any questions on the Javelin Opportunity Award? Housing is required for any student that lives outside a 40-mile radius. Okay, anyone that lives outside the 40 miles, you must live on campus your freshman year, unless you are commuting. You live within 50 miles or so and you're going to drive in. But anyone outside of that, you must live on campus your freshman year. Okay? And it's only for your first year. After your first year, students may elect to live on campus till their second, third, and even the fourth, and even into the graduate. We do have students who are sophomores, juniors, seniors, and even graduate students that still live on campus. And that's just because they prefer to know that they are within the campus. They don't want to cook, clean dishes, and they know that they can have a meal plan and they don't have to worry about those things, you know. But we do offer different halls, and we also offer different meal plans. So for females, you're going to have four different options, and that would be Martin Hall, which is the most traditional, basic setting for females. We have Lynch Hall, which is our more of a suite style, and then we have Lucio Hall and Mesquite Village West, which is more of the apartment style. Okay, so coming into Martin Hall, because Martin Hall is also available to men, divided. This is the most basic room setup. It means walking in, you have 2 beds, you have two closets. In the very center, in the back, you have a long desk that basically spits or has space for 2 with drawers and shelves. And so you're basically sharing a room with another student. What you don't have within the room are your restroom facilities. Those are going to be down the wing, and you're going to have everything from 16 to 25 female students, or on the other side, be 16 to 25 male students sharing the restroom facilities. There is a lot of privacy. when you walk in. For example, to the shower, you walk in, you close the curtain, you have a little place to sit, a little bench, hooks to hang your stuff, and then you have a frosted door that you basically open and step into your shower. Okay? Those are maintained or cleaned twice a day. You don't have to worry about maintenance or cleaning at those halls. Okay? That is the most traditional type of setting that we have. Okay? Then we have, for women, we have the suite style. Now you're coming into a smaller bedroom, but you have 2 desks, 2 beds. Here the furniture is more user-friendly. You can actually raise your bed and slide your desk underneath. You can raise your bed and slide a small fridge underneath your bed. You can even pair both beds as bunk beds, and that gives the girls more room. Or you can raise your bed even higher and slide your desk underneath. Different options. But that's what you're looking at. 2 closets, 2 beds, 2 desks, and the doors that you share, 4 drawers each with your roommate. But there is a restroom right there in your room. However, that restroom is in the center and it connects to the other 2 females on the other side. So it's 2 girls on this side, 2 girls on that side, with a restroom in the very center that connects. Okay? The only thing on this one, there are 2 lavatories, and then there's only 1 shower, and there's only 1 toilet. So you still have to share that restroom with 3 other girls. Everyone, especially the girls, always think, oh my God, that's gonna be crazy trying to get. Everyone has different schedules. No one has the same schedule. Some girls prefer to shower at night. Some girls prefer to shower early in the morning. We won't even talk about it. They'll just get up and go in pajamas to class. Everyone has a different schedule. Trust me, guys. Trust me. So it's really not hard. It's just the way it's set up. From there, we move on to the more modern apartment style living. Walking in, you have a small living area, living space. You have a small TV counter, so you can bring a TV. You want to share that with everyone that you live with in the apartment. Then you have a small love seat and a small chair, coffee table, and then there is also a counter with a sink. So if you like to wash your coffee mugs or your cups and that kind of stuff, and then there is a small fridge already included in that room, in the living space. From there, you move into a 2 private bedroom. So you have 1 bedroom for each student. You walk in, you have your own closet, you have your own bed, you have your own desk, you have your own drawers. The same user-friendly furniture. You can lift it up and slide your own mini fridge underneath, or your drawers underneath, or raise it up higher and slide your desk underneath. It's up to you. But then you do walk outside, and down the little hallway, you're going to have 2 lavatories, so each student will have their own. And then there's a door to walk into the actual restroom and shower right there. Okay? So in those, you are responsible for the maintenance and cleaning of those restrooms. So you and your roommate would have to share within those responsibilities. Okay? And then there's an option for the almost same setup, but for a 4-bedroom. So that's kind of like walking in now, and now we remove that entire wall, so you have twice the space of a living room. You have a longer counter, but still 1 sink and still 1 small mini fridge, but you would see 4 doors or 4 private bedrooms and 2 complete restrooms. So you still share that restroom with only 1 other student. Okay? Now those are, within the apartment, are going to be all female or all male, but the building itself is co-ed. That means you can have a 4-bedroom with 4 guys right here, but you turn around in the hallway and the one over here behind you could be 4 girls living on this side. Okay? The all-male and the all-female have more stricter policies and visitations. So for girls who live there, mom can come in and visit anytime, no problem. Sister can come in at any time and walk in. But dad wants to come in, hold on, Dad. We got to check you in and make sure that you score your dad at all times. The same thing happens on the guy's side. So guys, dad can come in and visit you anytime. Your brother can come and visit you anytime. But mom walks around, hold on, mom, we got to check you into the front office and make sure. And again, that's just for safety. So the side doors are always locked at all times. Your library card is your ID card, that's your meal card. You basically have a reader, you slide it down, it knows that you live there and it allows you to walk in. You can walk into your building at any time. If you're a girl, mom can walk in right behind you, no problem. But dad can just walk in, he has to go to the front and check in, okay? The other one that we're talking about co-ed, that's Lucio Hall in Mesquite Village West, the more modern apartment style. Those, the doors are locked on the sides, of course for safety, but the front door, anyone can walk in. Okay, male, female, mom, dad, you can walk in it because it's a co-ed residence hall. Okay. What you don't find in any of our apartments are full, it's a kitchen. You don't have a stove range, you don't have those things, okay? And that's just for safety. The two more modern apartments, Lucio Hall, Mesquite Village West, you're allowed to bring a small fridge and you can bring a small microwave, okay? In the more traditional hall, which would, two other halls, which would be Lynch, all female, or Martin Hall, which could be one side all male, the other side all female, you're only allowed to bring a small fridge, no microwaves in that one. The reason is just because those were built a long time ago, in the 50s, and at that time students were only bringing a small black and white TV and maybe a small AM, FM radio. And that was it. They weren't bringing laptops, they were bringing microwaves and mini fridges and Xbox and PlayStations, and you know, also anytime you turn on a microwave in one of those places, it could pop the breaker. So there are kitchens in the building. There are kitchens, full kitchens. Some of them have up to 2 stoves, two ovens, microwaves. Some of them have 2 kitchens in different parts of the building. Lucio Hall, which is our biggest hall, that one has 3 kitchens actually in the building. So if you're the kind of person that you want to cook, warm something up, just know that if you don't have access within your room, there's always a kitchen where you can access those things, okay? Along with that comes a meal plan. Okay, so you have to choose a meal plan. The meal plan, we give you 4 different choices, and it's really up to you which choice is best for you. So we have the full meal plan. That's 3 meals a day, Monday through Friday, 2 meals on Saturday, 2 meals on Sunday. You walk in, you can have anything that you want, go sit down or take it with you, to-go box, and fill it up, and you're on good to go, right? And you have 3 meals. Okay, 3 meals a day, Monday through Friday. 2 meals on Saturday, 2 meals on Sunday. Now, let's say you're the kind of person you say, you know what, for breakfast, I don't want a big heavy meal, but I do want to keep my yogurts, orange juice in my fridge, and that's all I'm going to have, just a yogurt, just an orange juice, but I do want my lunch and my dinner. Okay, that's great. So maybe you could move into what we call the 14 meal plan. So that's 14 meals per week. Your meal plan begins on Thursday. And it goes on to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you start the new cycle on Thursday. Okay? With that meal plan, you have 2 meals a day. But let's say you decide to go home for the weekend, it's someone's birthday, or you decide to go home. Maybe you've had 2 weeks of laundry stacking up, and you think it's a good time to go take that to mom. Then you can go home for the weekend. So you didn't have those 4 meals this weekend, right? Because they were gone. You still have those 14 meals to use until Wednesday. So if you only use 12 by the end of Wednesday, the other 2 meals will not roll over to the new week. You use them or you lose them. Okay? Let's say you only have 12 meals already and it's Wednesday, and you say, man, I'm going to lose 2. But you know your friend Johnny lives off campus, but they were going to come study with you. Guess what? You can use a meal plan for Johnny, and so Johnny can come in and hang out with you and have a meal, and then you go finish on your project and your homework, So you can do those things. Any questions on the meal plan so far? Now, on the meal card, which is your ID, if you have the full meal plan, we only give you a little bit of money on the card, and that money throughout the semester you can use outside of the main dining hall. So at the Student Union building, we have Starbucks, we have Chick-fil-A, we have Pizza Hut Express, and we have Subway. So you could go passing by and say, man, it's a nice cool morning, I feel like getting a coffee, or it's kind of hot, it's 100 degrees, let me cool down with a frappe. Well, you can go in and just use that money on your card. Okay, on your meal card. You only get about $75 when you have a full meal plan. Why don't we give you a lot of money? Because really you have all your meals at the dining hall. Now, once you run out of the $75 per semester, then you can just use your own debit card, cash, or mom and dad can always log in and they can always add money on the card if they're nice and they love you, they'll add some money in there, right? Now, if you go with a 14 meal plan, we give you more money on your card. We give you a little bit more money on the card, because you only have 14 meals at the dining hall. The other option is going with a 10 meal plan, with almost $250 on your meal card. So that means if you really love Chick-fil-A and you want to have Chick-fil-A maybe twice a week, guess what? You can have 10 meals over there, but you know that you're going to have at least 2 meals outside of the dining hall at Chick-fil-A. Okay? So you have those options. When you're looking at the costs, they're almost the same. It's just giving you more flexibility of what you feel is the best thing for you. Okay? We also offer a plain 10 meal plan, no extra money, no nothing, just 10 meal plan, what we call a 10 block per week. That's good if you're the kind of person that you like to eat off campus, or you prefer to make your own meals, that kind of stuff. If you're the kind of person that must follow a certain diet based on your needs or based on whatever needs, you can't have peanuts. You're allergic to peanuts. You can't have certain things. Then you basically meet with the chef at the beginning of the semester. You let them know what your dietary needs are, and they'll create a meal plan just for you. That means that with every day within certain meals that are made, they make sure that these ones are for certain people. Or they'll let you know, okay, well on this day we have an all-vegetarian, or this one we have certain meals that we know they aren't going to have any peanuts, contamination, or things of that sort. So we can undo those things for our students as well. Okay? Any questions so far? No questions. So we do have the opportunity for you to participate in what we call a living learning community for music majors. If you want to participate in a living learning community, that means that every student we place in a certain wing is majoring in the same area as you, which is music. The advantage here is that you're going to see the same students that you see at marching band, at your music classes, in some of your ensembles. You're going to see them and you're going to get to know them a little bit more. The living learning community used to be over at Turner Bishop Hall, which we're closing, but it's going to be available for students over in Martin Hall now. So if you do want to participate, just know that it will be in the traditional residence halls. Now, if you're a student,
There's a question from the chat, and that is, are you required to buy a meal plan?
if you live on campus your freshman year, yes, you are required to have a meal plan. You must have a meal plan, but you choose which meal plan you want. It's at the age of 21. If you still live on campus, and once you reach the age of 21, you're no longer required to have a meal plan. You can choose that, but you have to be 21. So most of you coming in at 18 have a ways to go. So if you're coming in under 21 and you're coming in for your first year, you must live on campus, and you're paying for the room and the meals. Okay? Now, the living learning community, again, there's no additional cost. There's no additional cost to participate in the living learning community. It's just you select whether you want to participate in that or not. If you're interested in the honors college, if you want to participate in the honors college, some of you may have been taking honors classes, and you're wondering, well, what is honors in high school compared to honors in college? It's a little different, where in high school you had to take all your honors, had to be all English, all math, or science, right? In college, you usually take only one honors course per semester. You usually know, especially coming in your freshman year, which classes you're going to choose between 4 or 5 classes, and which one did you want to take as an honors. The advantage of an honors is that if this were not a pandemic right now, we could have this room almost full with students. But this class could also be used for the honors class, and it would only be the size that you see right here or less. Okay? So you're always looking at about 15 students per classroom, 20, no more than 20 smaller classrooms. Also, the advantage of participating in honors is you're the first ones to register for the following semester. And as long as you're in honors, you're always first to register for classes. That means you always have the best choice, the best schedules to choose from. Okay, so there's advantages. For students who are moving into their senior year, you have to then participate in a project. So your senior project, you get to choose, you get to meet with the honors college dean, choose a project, and then at the end of the semester, you present your project. And of course, when you graduate, your diploma will have that special seal that says you've graduated under the honors program. There are certain trips that they get to take as an honors group. They will go to NASA, they'll go to different places, sues and different things just because you're participating in the honors program. So those students get to do a lot of different stuff that others don't, but that's just because these students, we're trying to gear them to kind of think outside the box and do other things and be creative. So it could be, for example, let's say this was a political science class, a government class, right? And the teacher, the instructor, professor is going to say, hey guys, for your political science class here, we're going to have to do a research paper. And so think about a topic and tell me what you want to do. Someone will come in and talk about Texas politics, you know, will the state ever turn blue? You know, I want to talk about, you know, other things, voter fraud. I want to talk about different, whatever it is in government that you want to do, you can do, right? But now you're in the honors class and you're a music major, but you're also going into teaching certification. So then the professor is going to come to you and say, okay, when you write your research topic on political science here, I need to make sure that you're writing something that is going to affect you. So now you have to choose a topic that is about education. And that can be anything. Why is the state cutting why is the state not funding the fine arts? That's a good topic. Why do teachers in music education, should they be required an extra semester of student teaching? Could it be that music teachers, accessibility or maybe prove that students that are in music score better on SAT, ACTs or the Texas State? Whatever it is that has to do with government, or politics, you can do. So now you're writing a topic on something that you later on as a teacher is going to affect you, right? And so that's how they want you to think a little differently in honors. So it doesn't mean it's going to be more homework. It doesn't mean that they're going to be stricter on you. It means that they're going to talk to you and the topics and everything's going to be geared a little differently so that you understand, like I said, now we want you to think outside the box, do other things that are a little bit different. Okay, it doesn't mean it's going to be that much harder, trust me. The great thing about our honors college is if you decide to participate in the honors college, Mesquite Village West is our residence hall for honor students. That means you have first choice on which residence hall you get to live, and you can live in the most modern apartment. Our newest residence hall is dedicated to the honors college. The advantage here, as soon as you walk into the building, you have the first office that you see right here is the front desk, but the next office you see is the dean for the honors college. So Dr. Tom Spencer is right there. So in case you decide, hey, it's time to register, start thinking of what I'm going to take next fall, then you start walk in and say, hey, Dr. Spencer, you have a minute? This is where I'm at. This is what I want to do. But I've noticed that of the listing of courses, I can't take this as an honors. I can't take that as an honors. I can't do this. What do you suggest? Okay, what are you going to register for? Okay, let's go talk to your instructor now, and let's see if they can offer you this course as an honors. So you can now be in a regular course, but you'll be in the honors program. That'll do is that faculty will meet with you separately and kind of work with you separately, just as you would be in the honors class. So again, opportunities are there if you want to participate in the honors program. Things to remember: TSI scores. If you have not taken TSI, talk to your counselor. A lot of high schools are offering TSI on the campus right now, because you can go off campus to take the test. TSI is also being offered at home, and that there's a lot of things that kind of go through it. You have to have a laptop with a camera. You must be in a room where no one's going to walk in and interrupt you. You can't have a lot of posters and stuff, so some of you may not be able to do that in your own bedroom. So you have to meet certain requirements. So talk to your teachers. The teachers will kind of place you in the library or a quiet place where you can test, okay? Any of you dual enrolled, taking college courses already? So if you already enrolled for college, community college, a lot of you already took TSI your freshman year probably. Don't worry, you don't have to take the test. When you submit your college transcript to us, the first thing under your name and address and city is going to be your TSI scores, okay? So as long as you've completed and passed all three sections, the reading, writing, and mathematics, there's nothing additional you have to do. But if you never took TSI, and some of you probably took TSI thinking you were going to take college courses, talk to your counselor, maybe they'll still have your TSI scores, okay? But all you have to do is submit the TSIs. That's how we use placement here, okay? We place you into different courses based on TSI. We need to make sure we have a copy of bacterial meningitis. That's your vaccine. At housing, this is a great thing about our campus, guys. We try and make things as simple as possible. For housing, and this is because I always ask students, how many of you have already made a decision that A&M Kingsville is your number one choice? And some students are like, yes, and some students may be like, well, I'm still looking, I'm not sure, and that's okay. We don't want you to lose out on housing if you're not sure. We still want you to apply. At many campuses, many other colleges and universities, when you're applying for housing, they're going to require you to pay the $250, $300 deposit for housing. And if you're looking at another college, it's $200, $300 to secure your room. And afterwards, when you're looking at still at the top three, that's $600 you have to send out to 3 places, right? That $900 even. So for Kingsville, even if you don't have your deposit, you can still apply for housing. The only time we will not reserve a room for someone is if we're missing bacterial meningitis. Okay, that's how important it is. We need to make sure we have your record here. So when you send in your record, you can fax it, or you can mail it in. Just make sure it has you can see your name there, but add your K number, the K00, your applicant ID number. That way we'll make sure to match that record to your file. Of course, if you did take college courses, make sure you submit your college transcript early on to us. My advice is send it in already. But I'm not finished, I'm still taking classes this semester. Send us one already, because what we can do is now we can actually start entering all those courses into your record. So all we're missing are the courses from this semester. We have a lot of students who all of a sudden say, hey, you're going to meet with your academic advisor next week, and you're going to register for classes, and the day comes, and you're like, oh, wait, I can't take that English. I already took English. Really? Where? I took it with this college or that college. I have no record. Oh, I have it here. And so now we have to try and enter all those courses right on the spot. Makes it very difficult. Send us your stuff already now, and that way all we have to worry about is the spring. Once you're admitted, you usually activate your JNet. We usually tell you, activate JNet now. And once you activate JNet, you get your email right there. Guess what? Once you activate JNet, all your emails at that point are automatically sent where? To the students.temuk.edu account. They're no longer sent to your Yahoo, your Gmail, whatever you have at school. It is now sent to the university email. So at that point, you need to start checking your university email once you activate your JNet account. And then sign up for new student orientation. Student orientation is going to be online. You'll receive information by next month in March saying, hey, make sure to register for orientation. And anyone here a transfer? No transfer. Everyone high school graduate, right? High school, okay. For high school students, we're going to begin registering students for the opportunity for you to meet with your academic advisor will be towards the end of April, during May, June, and July. Okay, so online orientation, you register for online and you do it on your own time. Basically logging into a portal, it's kind of going through slides. There's a 27-minute video on Title IX, sexual harassment, those kinds of things. But it only takes students about an hour 15, hour 20 minutes. That's the average it takes a student to complete online orientation. Once you complete online orientation on your own time, whenever you want, you're next going to get an email with a link. You're going to go into this link and say, hey, if you're a music major, this is your academic advisor. And these are the time slots on Monday, May the 6th, or Tuesday, May 7th. And you go through and you're going to select a time slot. At that point, the advisor might send you a sheet saying, hey, I'm glad you registered for an appointment. Here's a sheet, a profile sheet. You kind of fill it out, and it's your name. Did you take college courses? That way they can go back and say, oh, this student took certain courses at STC. Okay, let's make sure the courses are there from STC. And those kinds of things. You send it back, and then they're going to send you a link and saying, hey, meet me on Zoom or meet me on Blackboard. Most of them are now using Zoom. And that's it. You log in, and you're face-to-face, and you're basically meeting at that point through a camera, virtually. And now you're going to be able to see who your advisor is, and your advisor will be able to see who you are, at least through the screen. And that's how you get to basically talk about what your major is, what courses you might already have of credits, and then kind of go through and say, these are the courses that you can register for next. Everything is going to be done virtually. In the summer, We might have an opportunity for you to come into what we call almost like an extended orientation. It's not set yet, but it might be an opportunity for you to come in on that day, get your ID, kind of get a few things going at that point, and just to make sure that you understand everything, check your financial aid, those kinds of things. It won't be required, it won't be mandatory, but we want to give you a date when you can come in and kind of take care of those things on your own, okay? We kind of went through all this already. Just again, just know that for orientation, it'll start opening up. You'll start receiving those next month. Okay? We still offer Javelina opportunity, Javelina preview days, I'm sorry. Javelina preview days. It's a chance to come in on a Saturday, kind of visit the campus. You can learn really quickly information on admissions, scholarships, financial aid, but you get to meet with faculty. You're doing that today. The only thing that you wouldn't get to do really on this day, today that you wouldn't get here is where we kind of take you to the residence halls, but you can do that today on your own. Okay, so the residence halls you can go and visit, and they're open today. Usually they kind of close for brunch, but other than that, you can go walk in through the front door and say, "Hi, we're here for a music audition, visiting the campus. Can you show us a room?" Martin Hall is open, and so is Lucio Hall and Mesquite Village West. But Lucio Hall probably has the best viewing rooms. If you look at a room at Lucio Hall, it's very similar, the size, everything to Lucio Hall, to Mesquite Village West. The only difference is one you walk in and you're gonna see stucco flooring, kind of like wood. The other one you're gonna have the really thin carpet. That's the only difference, okay? But you can visit the residence halls today. If you park right here on Santa Gertrudis, right behind me, then just go down the street. You're gonna pass a little circle in the middle of the street, go 1 block, and then you're already there at the residence hall. That's Lynch Hall in the corner. You pass Lynch and you turn to the right, to the next corner, and you have all the other residence halls right there. Okay, so you can visit the halls today, kind of see what the rooms look like. Okay. Any questions on anything? So the cost, the biggest thing parents always want to know is how much is all this going to cost me, right? Students kind of like, oh, okay, mom and dad will take care of it, you know. But parents are always want to know what is the cost. And students, if you didn't come with your parents, or if you go back, they're going to ask you, right? So the cost per semester, right now you're looking at an average of about $4,800 per semester, tuition, fees, everything's included in there. When we talk about fees, we include a lot of different fees. We include, for example, a medical fee. So when you go visit your fee when you're here on campus, we have a clinic on campus where we either have a doctor, we have a physician assistant, or we have a nurse practitioner, someone available to meet with you. What's wrong? Got a really bad sore throat, I've been coughing. Okay, let's check all this stuff. You know what? You're developing an infection already. I'm gonna give you a cough syrup, and you're also gonna need some antibiotics. So you're probably gonna pay about $3 for the cough syrup, probably about $4 or $5 for the antibiotics. You're good to go, and and that's it. So you can take care of little things like that here at our clinic. So you're paying for that. So that means when you go, there's no hey, it's going to be $25 for the visit today, or you have your parents' insurance or anything. You don't have to worry about those things at that point. You've already paid for this. Athletic fees, it allows you to go to enter any football, baseball, basketball, any of our athletic events. You don't have to pay the fee. There's other fees that allow you to use the rec center, and you paying for library, copy fees, and all these things. So make sure when you're here, use all the services. A lot of times we tell you, hey, we offer the best, student support services here. We offer tutors in all areas and different buildings. And oh, really? Is it free? Well, yeah, it's free, but you actually pay for it ahead of time. So you don't have to pay when you're there, but you paid ahead to make all these services available to you. So all these fees come into play. So about $4,800 per semester. Living on campus is about $4,800 or $4,000 for the basic traditional residence hall with a full meal plan, okay? To about $5,700 if you're looking for the more private bedroom setting. So there's a difference right there, okay? So again, Look at the residence halls today and make that decision, okay? A lot of students usually, I don't know about the traditional. You're only gonna be there for 1 year, guys, trust me. 1 year. And the great thing about living on campus, you can choose your roommates. So if you're a male, you have a friend that's come with you, guess what? You can live as roommates. If you're a female and you have a friend or 2 or 3, then you can choose them as roommates as well. So you can choose your roommate. And if you don't care as to who your roommate, you simply answer about 4 different questions. Like you're studious, you like to do this, you like, well, you answer a few questions, and they'll try and match you up with someone in the same major, from your same area, and hopefully you get to make one of the best friends that you'll ever meet in college, okay? If you come to campus, maybe with your best friend, and you've been friends since middle school, and man, it's gonna be great finally living together, but 2 months down the road, things just aren't working out. They can kind of come in and talk to your roommate. Maybe your roommate isn't cleaning up, or they like to stay up till 2 a.m. watching Netflix or Hulu, and you can't sleep, Then they'll come and talk to you both and try and, hey, it can't be up to 2 a.m. Your roommate's got to sleep, right? And so they'll work out things where it's too loud, whatever. But things just work out, then they'll try and switch you and place you in a different area, or they'll try and move your roommate to a different area. So we'll do as best as we can. For those of you, probably sitting here today, you've noticed that rooms have a blue tape, we have paper throughout, don't sit here, social distance. We have that in every classroom. Every classroom on campus has that. Every lecture hall on campus has that. You go to a library, every table in the same area has those. You go to a dining hall, the student union, every table has all those things. We do these things because we need to make sure that when you're here, you're safe, and everyone else around you is safe as well. For the fall semester, we're looking at adding more space for students to be able to come in and basically have more opportunities for face-to-face interaction. And if you're in the music program, the way to learn is with the instructor. So for a lot of different programs like this, you really are still actively participating in classrooms, okay? But for many other things, we really do our best here on campus. We've never had to close the campus or an entire building, because of COVID. We haven't had to do that. A lot of our students are very good about keeping their masks on and doing everything. When you go into a classroom today, you weren't required to do this as a guest because they're monitoring where you move and everything else. But once you're a student, if you were to walk in, before you even walk in, there's going to be a little QR code. You take up your smart cell phone, you take a picture of it, and you come and sit down. But that's how we know where you've been, and when so if you ended up in a classroom where someone tested positive, we know who was in the classroom on that day, and then we ask, hey, no, we are actually all set, social distance. Okay, so you don't have to worry. Well, yeah, we were in class, but then after class, we all decided to go hang out and go eat. Oh, okay, well, maybe you need to quarantine, If that happens, we have 2 residence halls that have been set aside as a quarantine area. To simply go to that residence hall, and you first report to the Dean of Students. The Dean of Students is there to as your best advocate, but they also make sure that we're doing everything we can for you. So we'll set a room for you at one of our residence halls, and there's no one living in the residence hall other than it's really what we call our quarantine area. So we'll place you into a room. You don't have to worry about going out for meals. We bring meals right to you. If you need something from H-E-B or Walmart, if you ran out of toothpaste or you need someone to wash your clothes, we'll have someone to take care of all those things for you. You need a book at the bookstore, we'll make it happen. We'll get that book to you. Once you're here, we take care of you. We have free testing at our clinic. Free testing is available right now, probably about 4 days out of the week, almost 5 right now. And there's no cost. You simply go and they tell you the times. You go and you take your test and you get your results in about 2 days. So we do all these things to make sure that our campus is safe, that you all are safe. If you participate in large group activities, you're in athletics, or you work in an office where we have a lot of staff, a lot of students, we get an email saying, hey, everyone in this department, on this day you need to go test. So everyone from staff, students, we all go test, just to make sure, because we're work in the same areas. Large ensembles, many times they'll ask for that too. Good.
Is there like a commissary or like a grocery store type deal on campus?
On campus, we don't have a big commissary store, you know, where you can buy certain dry goods or things like that. Usually you can find a few things at the bookstore. We used to have one in Martin Hall. We used to have a commissary store. You could buy like bananas and little things like that, dishwashing soap or soap to, you know, to wash your clothes and detergent, that kind of stuff. Students weren't using it because everyone was so used to going to Walmart and H-E-B in town. If you don't have a vehicle, your freshman year, they are buses that we have that travel throughout the campus, and then we have some that at 3 o'clock they begin their route, and they'll go over to H-E-B, they go to Walmart, they go to different banks in town, and they'll stop even by Whataburger and Chili's and other places. So just show your ID, knows that you're a student, and you can go and they'll drop you off, and it rotates, you know, every 45 minutes you'll see it coming around, and you get back to campus. Okay? Usually once you're here, trust me, once you're here, especially in music, you get to make a lot of friends. You network very easily. It's hard, you know, either with the students in the same section that you're in your instrument or just others. And once you hear, oh yeah, I'm going to Walmart, I don't want to go by myself. Oh yeah, I need stuff, man. I'll hitch a ride with you, and you know that happens. So we don't have a commissary. There are no major big grocery stores around the campus. We have 2 stores right across the campus, corner stores, if you need something right there. But most students are really just prefer to go to Walmart and H-E-B in town. H-E-B is about almost a mile, close to a mile. Walmart is almost close to 2.5 miles from here. So, but again, if you have a vehicle, you must register your vehicle, and you do have to purchase a parking tag, and that tag's going to cost you about $100 to $150 a year to park on campus. Whether you are commuting or whether you're living on campus, it's the same cost. Okay. The great thing about our parking passes is that it's not a sticker. A lot of campus sell you that sticker. Once you stick it in that car, later on you decide to switch vehicle. You're like, wow, what do I do with that sticker? It's there. Here we give you a hanging parking tag. So if you go home and Dad notices you need new tires or an oil change, but they just don't have time during the weekend, just leave the car, take Mom's car, and just switch that tag over. And that's the great thing about our parking stuff here. So, any questions on anything? Student life. Parents, we do have a parent association. There's no cost. The great thing about being in the parent association is that we now send you emails of stuff that's going on campus for the students. So you're aware of things that are going on campus. And also anytime we have an event, then we notify you as well. We do have other things in place for safety for students. Any student with a smart cell phone, we ask you when you get here to register your phone on the emergency system. Anytime there's an emergency at campus, you're notified automatically. Usually students, I don't care. But last, just a few weeks ago, we had this crazy winter storm come in, and that's how students knew whether we were going to have class or we canceled due to possible eyes, and things like that. But that's how we notify you. Students can also register their cell phone. They can register email, so receive by email or they text, and they can also leave a phone number, and they'll receive a pre-recorded message also as a call as well. So we offer those 3 opportunities for students. We also have the Javelina Guard, which is a free app that you can get on your phone. The Javelina Guard allows you not only to get notifications and know what's going on campus, but most importantly, it's for safety. How can you use this for? This app is for example, let's say you're a female and you go to the library and you're working on a project. By the time the library's closing at midnight, it's time to walk to your residence hall. You don't want to walk out on your own, so you can program your phone to say, hey, I'm walking from the library to Lynch Hall, and it should only be no more than 8 to 10 minutes, right? And as you press it, it's actually monitoring you with their GPS, and it's following you. But at the same time, you can leave that message with a phone number. So, Mom, You might add mom's number or dad's number or your roommate's number saying, hey, I should be there in 10 minutes. And you walk out. When you get there, you go back to your app and say, hey, I got here safe. And it turns on. But if you don't get there in the allotted time, within the 10 minutes, it should only be a 7-8 minute walk, but in 10 minutes you didn't get there, it sends you a reminder. Maybe you walked in and you forgot to turn off the app. It says, hey, did you get there? You don't reply. Hey, did you get there? You don't reply. After a certain time, then it sends a message to the other person, your roommate, your mom, saying, hey, this person was walking from the library to their building. They didn't get there on time. What, can you check on them? And if not, then it automatically goes to the university police. They can track your phone through GPS as to where you were going through, and they'll go out and look for the student. We use this. You can use this if you're going home. Maybe it's the first time you're kind of on your own driving, use the app. Say, hey, I should go from Kingsville down to McAllen, Kingsville to Houston, Kingsville, whatever. I should be in within this time. Maybe there's traffic. Maybe they closed down the road because, some trailer spilled, vegetables all over the place. You never know. But it lets you know. So we have a lot of these things, these features available to our students for their safety. So if you want to use it, great. If you don't, well, you're just losing out on a free app that's really good. So, any questions on anything? No? Call us if we can do anything for you. If you have any questions on anything, we're here to help you. All right? My name again is Miguel Briseño. If you have any questions for me afterwards, let me know and I'll be outside. Okay? Thank you.